Bangladesh is not only a country of 169.4 million, it's also the country that hosts our departure airport for the day in the city of Dhaka. Today we're going to be departing here from Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport, taking a 3-hour flight to the west, heading to Pakistan. More specifically, we're headed to Islamabad International Airport, where we're going to be landing a beautiful Boeing 787-89 Dreamliner. Without further ado, let's get into it. Can you? Alright, ladies and gents, here we are in the cockpit of the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. It's not cold and dark as I had to get the external power connected to connect the jetway, but as always, I am still a true man. I do start from cold and dark. So without further ado, I'm going to get the aircraft started up, get the flight plan into the FMC, and I'll see you guys once we're ready for APU startup. Alright, ladies and gents, the aircraft has been configured. We are ready for APU startup. Flight plan is into the FMC. Today's flight is going to be roughly around 2 hours and 41 minutes of airtime. Taking off runway 14 here in Dhaka, right, landing runway 28 right in Islamabad. Cruising altitude is going to be flight level 400, which is quite high, but it's perfectly fine for the 787-9 Dreamliner. Without further ado, let's get our APU started. For the APU started, we're going to come up here. We're going to switch the APU to on, then hold in the start position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and APU should start up. I gotta make sure the fuel pumps are on though, can't forget about those. And let's set our hydraulics to auto. Alright, the APU should be starting up now. We'll watch the ECAM for the APU running text. Alright, once we have the APU running text here on the FMC, we can come up on here, we can verify the APU gens are on, external power is disconnected. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get our jetway disconnected and get ourselves pushed back out of Dhaka.
Amelia 515 request to end pushback received. Dhaka ground Amelia 515 with Sierra ready to taxi IFR.
Alright folks, we've pushed back successfully here out of the gate. With that being said, we can get our engine started. To start up the engines, we can come up here, turn on the beacon lights. And since the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner does not have a bleed air system, we can get both the engines started at the same time. So we're going to flick both the starters to the start position, come down here, and observe the N2 rising successfully.
Emirates 584 heavy taxi.
Once we're satisfied with the rise of engine, we can throw in the fuel for both engines at once. Alright, and as we wait for the engines to spool, we can also take this time to set flaps for departure. So flaps for departure today are flaps 10. So flaps 1, 5, and 10.
Requesting the end of pushback. Turkish 46, Mike Heavy request to end pushback received.
Once the flaps are set and both engines available to us, we can go ahead, come up here, turn on the runway turn-up lights, turn on both the packs, turn off the APU, and with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for taxi over to runway 14. So it's quite a busy day here in Dhaka. I'm going to get ourselves taxi over to runway 14, and I'll see you guys once we're ready for departure out of Dhaka.
ভদ্র মহিলা ও মহোদয়গণ, বিমান বাংলাদেশ এয়ারলাইন্সে ভ্রমণকালীন সময়ে আপনার নিরাপত্তাই আমাদের মুখ্য উদ্দেশ্য। তাই এই বিমানের নিরাপত্তা।
All right, ladies and gents, here we are lined up on runway 24, on runway 14, ready to take off out of Dhaka. So without further ado, let's get ourselves lined up properly. Throttles up to 50. Engines are roaring to life nicely. Other than checklist message, just ignore that. No other messages on the ECAM. Continue takeoff. Toga. Thrust set. I'm going to be a bit of stereo cockpit here. 80 knots. Check. 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Gently. Pull back, and the aircraft will lift itself into the air.
Pakistan 021, you
Climb.
are not clear
Gear
to
up.
take off.
The Dreamliner really loves to have that like weird right bank on takeoff. I don't know why, but it's okay. We've taken off, flaps up. Gonna hand fly this, follow the flight directors here. Alright, ladies and gents, we've taken up out of Dhaka. I'm gonna get the autopilot configured and I'll catch you guys once we're ready for short final into Islamabad. Alright, ladies and gents, we are 500 feet from the runway threshold, but as you can see, there is absolutely zero visibility here at Islamabad, so I can't really fly the aircraft manually yet. Actually, I'm going to move the HUD out of the way. It's more distracting. We're 500 feet away, and still no sight of the runway. There's the runway threshold in the external view. There's the runway threshold, still not visual enough. Okay. Well, we can go manual now. And we can disconnect auto throttle as well. We can fly the aircraft manually. Alright, here we go.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Float it. And beautiful butter touchdown into Islamabad. Kind of a dangerous landing there with the low visibility. Could not have visual for the longest amount of time. But regardless, that's why we have ILS systems and we've made it here successfully in Islamabad. Reversers are out. Aircraft slowing down well. Decel. Reversers in. Manual braking. So, ladies and gents, with that being said, we've landed here in Islamabad. I'm going to get ourselves taxied over to the runway and I'll see you guys when we're ready for engine shutdown. Alright, ladies and gents, we've made it here to the gate at Islamabad International Airport. We have gone gate number 5 with with that being said, we can come up here, turn off the taxi lights, turn off the beacon lights, is about to turn on the engine, APU is on, APU is connected, and we can turn off both the engines. Alright, ladies and gents, as the jetway comes in to be connected to this Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, I have to say, it has been an amazing flight crossing the Indian Peninsula. We took off from Dhaka about 3 hours ago, and 3 hours later we've landed here at the capital city of Islamabad, Pakistan. It was a beautiful flight and an even better landing, an extremely low visibility landing. I would have loved to shoot a visual approach, but it's okay, we take it. Still a manual landing though, so I'm happy about that. Anyways, that's all for the Small Brain Pilot today. If you guys have any suggestions, do leave them down in the comments below. And remember, like, subscribe, and happy flying. Small Brain Pilot, signing out. Bye-bye.